दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहाधावाग्निनिर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुदिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितस्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशं विहदानुरागः प्रणादपि सुनीत्येन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरिः नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं वा विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिं सदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनां मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. Translations. Glories to Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O mighty Lord, O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separations, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. So now I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name, which are to be avoided, given by Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Eighth, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prem. Once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to the next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all are joining the call today?
हरे कृष्ण भगवती वसुधा माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदास जी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Arindax Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Prabhu for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful services, Mataji. Nice recitation of Sikshashtakam.
Hare Krishna Vanita Gandharika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much Mataji for your encouraging words and engaging in the service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your beautiful recitation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Indulekha Karna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Thank you Mataji for encouraging. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mata. Denver Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada Telugu Dev ki jai. Vrinda from Atlanta, Paniyati Dham.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devidasi from India. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Mataji. Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Okay, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today, we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Prabhuji for giving your valuable time and association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are really happy to have you and hear from you on this topic of Bhagavatam. Today's verses 9.3.21 onwards. Hare Krishna Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna all the devotees. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. With our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragnathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hri Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, welcome everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. We'll continue our discussion from Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are discussing from Canto 9. We are on chapter 3, verse number 21. Chapter is entitled The Marriage of Sukanya and Chyavan Muni. Katham matiste avagatanyatha satam pula prasute kuladushanam twidam vibharshijaram yadapatrapakulam Pituscha Bhartuscha Nayasyadhastamaha. Translation. O daughters who are born in a respectable family, how have you degraded your consciousness in this way? How is it that you are shamelessly maintaining a paramour? You will thus degrade the dynasties of both your father and your husband to hellish life. But both. It is quite clear that according to Vedic culture, a woman who accepts a paramour or second husband in the presence of the husband she has married is certainly responsible for the degradation of her father's family and the family of her husband. The rules of Vedic culture in this regard are strictly observed in the respectable families of Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas even today. Only the Shudras are degraded in this matter. For a woman of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya class to accept another husband in the presence of the husband she has married, or to file for divorce, or accept a boyfriend or a paramour is unacceptable in the Vedic culture. Therefore, King Sharyati, who did not know the real facts of Chyavan Muni's transformation, was surprised to see the behavior of his daughter. Hare Krishna. So this is the 9th canto, started Ishanukatha. The 10 topics of Bhagavatam are being discussed by Shukdev Goswami. 9th canto describes Ishanukatha. Ishanukatha means the stories of the great devotee kings. And this canto is full of small stories, many controversial stories, many scandals here in this canto also. But all these stories, they bring out the most essential part, that whoever the great kings may be, however fallen they may become, but ultimately they'll come back to the process of devotional service and they'll become successful in their lives. That is Ishanukatha, the story of great devoted kings who may get distracted, but again they'll come back to their natural state of pure devotional practice. In this section, Shukdev Goswami is describing the story of Chyavan Muni and Sukanya. And basically in this canto, as you must have heard previously, Parikshit Maharaj, he wanted to hear about the descendants of Vaivasvata Manu, because Shukadeva Goswami told that this Satyavrat Muni, Satyavrat king, not Muni, Satyavrat king, for whom that Matsya avatar appeared, he again took birth as Vaivasvata Manu. So Parikshit Maharaj wants to hear about the dynasty of this Vaivasvata Manu. And in course of description, he described about various sons of Vaivasvata Manu, starting from Sudyumna or Ela. One of the sons of Vaivasvata Manu is Sharyati. And the story of Sharyati is being described in this chapter. This Sharyati, he had a daughter, and her name was Sukanya, very beautiful daughter. And one day, as Sukanya, Sharyati, and all the soldiers of Sharyati, they were in the forest. They went to Chevan Muni's ashram, and they found, Sukanya found a hole of an earthworm, and she found two glowing objects in that hole. She pricked that, pierced that with a thorn, and blood started oozing out. Sukanya became afraid. All the soldiers, they developed constipation. They could not pass urine, stool. Sharyati understood that somebody must have done a great mistake. They found out that this two glowing objects were the eyes of Chavana Rishi. And she had pierced the eyes of Chavana Rishi. They begged forgiveness, and Chavan Rishi ultimately asked, "Is your daughter married?" So Sharyati understood. He gave his daughter in marriage. Chavan was a very old, irritable sage. But Sukanya, she was such a chaste wife. She won the heart of Chavan Rishi. One time, the Ashwini Kumaras came to the ashram of Chavan, and Chavan Rishi, he told Ashwini Kumaras that if you make me a young man, I'll give you a pot of somras. Although you're not eligible to drink somras, I'll give you full pot. And that's how Ashwini Kumaras made him a very young, beautiful, handsome man. Sharyati came to meet Sukanya and Chavan, and in this verse, what is happening is Sharyati is seeing Sukanya sitting with a young man, and he thinks maybe my daughter has given up her husband and she has married somebody else, or she's staying with somebody else. So Prabhupada writes a very apt purport here, how chastity and following of the Vedic culture is very, very important. Prabhupada writes in some other purport in the third canto, in the section of Diti and Kashyapa. He describes how chastity and celibacy, they are both very, very important. Training for a boy is brahmacharya, and training of the girl is chastity, Prabhupada writes there. So these are very essential universal principles, because the entire human form of life is not meant for sense enjoyment. Therefore, all our Vedic culture, all the scriptures, they focus on making one more and more sense controlled. The more one becomes distracted from the sense control, the more they deviate from the practice of spirituality. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apaharit chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. The more one indulges in sense gratification, bhoga aishwarya prasakta taya apaharit chetasam. Apaharit means the consciousness is abducted by the sense objects. Taya apaharit chetasam. Lust, anger, greed, it abducts our consciousness. And then a person whose consciousness is abducted, he cannot focus on spirituality. Vyavasaya buddhi will never happen for Krishna consciousness. In the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni, he goes to Haryashvas and he tells them, these Haryashvas means 10,000 sons of Daksha. And these Haryashvas, they were very young. They had just come out of the palace of their father, young boys. They had no experience of sense gratification. Their intelligence was not contaminated because they were not indulging in sense gratification yet. Narad Muni just comes there and he teaches them an allegorical story. Just 2 verses or 3 verses. And they immediately understand the whole thing. They immediately understand the futility of this material world. And they renounce the world. They become brahmacharis. On the other hand, Narad Muni, when he goes to Prachina Barhi, and the entire full section of the fourth canto is the allegorical story of Puranjan. After hearing the whole allegorical story of Puranjan, which is the story of Prachinabari himself, still Prachinabari says, "Oh Narad Muni, I can't understand what are you saying. Can you please explain properly?" Because Prachinabari is so absorbed in sense gratification, karma kandi, ritual activities, intelligence becomes dull spiritually. So therefore, the more the intelligence becomes corrupted by sense gratification, the more one indulges in sense gratification, the intelligence becomes corrupted. When the intelligence is kidnapped, then we can't take decisions properly. The senses, they steal away the intelligence. Just like a person, the dacoits, they kidnap and they ask for the ransom. You know, the senses, they steal away our consciousness. What is the ransom they ask? They ask for the ransom of indulgence. Indulge, enjoy. And when we indulge, we get temporary relief. It feels good when we indulge in sense gratification. But we are not released. It gives us relief, but it doesn't give relief. It doesn't give release. We get relief for some time, but relief will not happen. Release will not happen. We'll be bound in this desire. It is like an itch. All of us must have experienced some point in our life an itch. The more we itch, the more it becomes stronger. It gives relief for some time. When we itch, it is such a great relief. But we all know it is actually increasing the intensity. It will become worse. It is like putting fuel in the fire. Unfortunately, in this world, people think that material pleasure is the only pleasure which is there. And therefore, they can't see anything beyond material pleasure. The Shreyas and Preyas. So the process of Bhakti Yoga means, process of spirituality means training our eyes to see what is not seen in the general world. Shreya. We have to train our eyes to understand how when we indulge, we are actually destroying our determination. We have to develop that actual vision. Shastra Chakshu. We have to learn to see the world through the eyes of scriptures. Therefore, in all the Vedic scriptures, in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is very strong against sense gratification. Sharyati was very strong. How can you do this? You have spoiled your family's name and reputation. Because it seems that, okay, what's the problem? I can do whatever I want. It looks good. It gives wonderful experience. But it is just a relief for some time. The consequences are waiting. So we have to understand what will be the ultimate consequence. What will be the ultimate destination of a person who engages in sense gratification. Bhoga Ishwarya Prasakta, the more one becomes absorbed in sense gratification, the more one becomes dull. And then gradually one goes away from the standards of devotional practice. So therefore, it is very, very important that human form has a purpose. And if we are not utilizing the purpose, if we are not aware of the purpose of the human form, then we may get distracted. If our intentions are not pure, if our purpose is not clear, then we'll be distracted. Many times we have heard this, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. Practice bhakti with intensity. How to be intense in our devotional practices? How to purify our intentions? We have to change, we have to shift from an intention of enjoying this world to an intention of serving Krishna. That's the greatest shift for a living entity. Because the purpose of our existence in this world, we have come here for enjoyment. We have left Krishna and we have come here to enjoy. Krishna bhairmukh hoiya jiyo bhogwan kare nikatasthamaya tare chapatiya dhare. We have tried to disobey Krishna. Now we are here again to develop this desire to serve Krishna. That is very, very great shift. Intention, actually, if our intention is proper, then we'll be intense in our activities. Intention refers to conscious determination to do something. That is intention. And intensity means wholehearted absorption in doing that thing. So intention means determination. Intensity, wholehearted absorption. Intention instills intensity. And we have to practice bhakti with intensity. Why? Because bhakti is not so easily available. It is sudurlabha. It is rare, very rare, extremely rare. Why bhakti is sudurlabha? Jiva Goswami says for two reasons. First, because Krishna doesn't give it so easily, and because we don't endeavor properly. Krishna yadi chute bhakte bhukti mukti diya, Prabhu Krishna premana den rakhe na lukaya. Krishna will give whatever we want. He'll give us sense gratification. He'll give us liberation. He'll not give us bhakti so easily because Krishna is controlled by his devotees. Rajan patir gururalam bhavatam yadunam daivam priya kulpati kvachaking karova astveva manga bhagavan bhajatam mukundo muktim dadati karichit svana bhakti yoga. So Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthir, Yudhishthir, Krishna is becoming everything for you. He's your protector. He's your worshipable Lord. He's your chariot driver. He's your messenger because you are devotees. You are pure devotees. Krishna can give everything, but he doesn't give pure devotion because he is controlled by his pure devotees. Mukti dadati karichit smana bhakti yogam. He'll give you mukti also. He'll not give bhakti so easily. And because we don't endeavor properly, so we don't get pure devotional service. Our spiritual practices frequently lack intensity. We may meditate, but we don't focus. And if we are not intense in our devotional practices, then it will not give sufficient taste. Because taste comes primarily when our consciousness connects to Krishna. Distracted devotional service will not give rise to taste. So unless we practice intense, focused devotional service, the taste will not come. For example, if a mother gets a very delicious mango juice and she wants to put in the mouth of the baby this very delicious mango juice, and the baby gets distracted, turns his face other way, this way, that way, the baby can't enjoy that juice. Our mind is like that unintelligent baby. We are trying to put the nectar of the names of the Lord through our ears, but our mind keeps on moving here and there. Keeps on getting distracted. So therefore, devotional service seems tasteless. That is our unfortunate condition. Durdaiva midrishamiha janina anuraga. So how to increase our intensity? How to increase our focus? As this month Adhik Maas is there, all of us are trying our best to do something extra, something more than what we do regularly. But the most important ingredient of whatever we are doing is our consciousness. If we are just increasing our chanting number of rounds, increasing our Bhagavatam study, hearing, going to holy places, but if we are not present, if we are not conscious, then all of that will not give us desired benefit. So we have to focus on that main essence, increasing our focus, increasing our attention, increasing the quality. One time somebody was asking one of very senior devotees, sannyasis, he said, Maharaj, what are you planning to do in this Kartik? So Maharaj said, I'm trying to increase the quality of my rounds. Because quantity, many times we can increase, just by sheer determination, we can increase our quantity. But we have to focus on increasing the quality. How do we increase the intensity? First is, we have to keep on probing and purifying our intentions. We have to probe. We have to keep on asking ourselves, why I'm doing this? What's the intention? Because we forget the intention many times. We forget the purpose many times. We have come here to make that shift from desire to enjoy to desire to serve. That's the toughest thing to do. To destroy ego is the toughest thing. The time destroys everything, but time does not destroy ego and desires. This ego is the toughest element. And by our practice of devotional service, we are trying to purify this ego from I am the enjoyer to I am servant. That is the purification of ego. It is the most difficult thing. Jiji vishena hamihamu yakim mantar bahischa vritayeva yonya ichchami kale nanayasya viplava tasyatma loka varnayasya moksham Gajendra, he offers this prayer. He says, Jiji Vishe na aham, I don't want to live now. So the Gajendra, he was struggling for a long time. For 1,000 years, he was trying to fight with this crocodile. All his family members left him. He realized that his power is decreasing. He picks up a lotus. He remembered Prak Janma Anusikshitam Jajap Paramam Japyam. Started reciting all the wonderful prayers. After reciting prayers for some time, actually Gajendra, he became a self-realized person. He said, oh my Lord, I don't want to live now. Jiji Vishe na aham. Because what's the use of this body? It is covered by ignorance externally also, from inside also. Externally, I have a body of elephant, dull body, dull animal. And internally, I have this ego. Antar bahi cha avrit. It is covered internally and externally. This ignorance. Ichhami kale nayasya viplava kala cannot destroy this ignorance, oh my Lord. Please destroy this ignorance. This is the greatest shift. When we understand, I want to serve Krishna. So we have to remind ourselves that what I have come here for. Krishna has given a free will to every one of us, and because we have misused this free will, we are here in this world suffering. And Krishna, he is so magnanimous. He is creating this entire creation for those living entities who have rebelled against him. To fulfill the desire of a rebellious living entity, Krishna has created this entire material world. Why? So that ultimately we can purify our intentions. We have to purify our intentions and understand what Krishna wants. That is the purification of intentions. What Krishna wants, what our acharyas they want. So it is very, very important to understand that Krishna, he has made this entire world so that we can ultimately purify our intentions. Now, what is our condition is we are trying to enjoy this world. One time, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he was telling, Prabhupada was in Montreal, and in his room in the temple, they found a cockroach. So Prabhupada found a cockroach, and Prabhupada caught that in his hand, opened the window, and told the cockroach, here I am giving you the whole world, now enjoy it. So that is the condition of every living entity. Because that cockroach is creating trouble for Prabhupada. Okay, please go out, you try to enjoy. So Krishna, Srila Prabhupada would tell one sometimes that Krishna has created this world. You know why? One time Prabhupada asked, why Krishna has created this world? Then Prabhupada said, for enjoyment. And people were thinking Prabhupada is first time speaking what we want to hear. And Prabhupada said, not yours, for his enjoyment he has created this world. And Krishna enjoys when he sees that living entities are turning towards him. That's the purpose of creation. So we have to purify our intentions. If we purify our intention, then we'll become intense. How to purify our intentions? First is by association. From Dhanam, our desires were Dhanam, Janam, Sundari, Kavita. And when we come to ISKCON, no gets added. No Dhanam, no Janam, no Sundari, Kavitamba. And Mahaprabhu has specifically, put no in front of every word because Kali Yuga people, Okay, na dhanam janam kavita means, okay, na is only for dhan. Kavita jana sundari will do. So na dhanam, na janam, kavita va jagadisha kamni. This is a shift. Shift from enjoyment to service. This shift comes not automatically. The shift starts when we associate with people who are following this, who are practicing this. It will not happen automatically. It is not that, okay, I may go on doing all the other things of this world. I may worship all these devtas, and then at one point of time I'll become devotee of Krishna. No, it will not happen. Shukdev Goswami in second canto, third chapter, takes the name of all the different devtas. If you want good health, worship this. Good wife, worship this. Good husband, power, fame, whatever you want. List is given. And Parikshit Maharaj gets it down. He says, if I'm a demigod worshipper, if somebody is a demigod worshipper, when will I start worshipping Krishna? Is it a natural, progression? Do demigod worshippers naturally graduate to Krishna bhakti? Shukdev Goswami says no. It doesn't happen. Etavane vajatam iha nishreyasodayah bhagavati achalo bhavo yad bhagavata sangatah. Etavane vajatam, all these different types of demigod worshippers, iha nishreyasodaya. Nishreyasa means they'll attain highest perfection. Uday means they'll attain when? Bhagavati achalo bhavo, when they become fixed in devotional service to the Lord. How that will happen? Yad bhagavata sangata. Only when they come in association of devotee, then they will develop attraction for Krishna and they'll become liberated. It will not happen automatically. If they receive the mercy of devotees, then only they receive bhakti. It is not a gradual, spontaneous evolution. Okay, Devta worshipper will become Krishna worshipper after one lifetime or two lifetimes. No, it will not happen. Unless we associate with devotees, we actually see the standards. Yesterday, one of our devotees, I was talking to him, and he was telling that for us to attain the highest standards of devotional service, he was talking that about himself. He was saying, for me at least, in this life, it is so very difficult. But he came from America. He was telling that when I see all these Prabhupada disciples, the dedication they have for Prabhupada, the level of devotion they have, at least we are fortunate to see such dedication. And by seeing such dedication, we develop some desire to serve, some desire to increase our intensity of devotion. So therefore, when we associate with devotees, then we develop that desire to become intense in our devotional practices. Otherwise, it will not happen so easily. When we hear Bhagavatam, book Bhagavat and person Bhagavat, both are powerful, but person Bhagavatam is more powerful. Because person Bhagavatam will correct us. Book Bhagavatam will not correct us. Person Bhagavat is more important. So that's how, when we hear from a person Bhagavat, then we get purified. Ei amrit kar pan yar sama nahiyan, chitte kar sudrida vishwas. Na pada ko tark garte, amedhya kar kashna varte, yate padile hoye sarvanash. Please drink this nectar of Bhagavatam through a Bhagavatam. Ei amrit kar pan yar sama nahiyan, there is nothing like this nectar available. Chitte kara sudrida vishwas, develop firm faith in this message of Srimad Bhagavatam. Don't try to look around the things of this world. Don't try to find some poison. This world is full of poison. World is full of all the obnoxious things. Tadavaga visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abaddhavatyapi namanyanantasya shonkitani yashrunvanti gayanti grinanti sadava. Please engage your mind and senses in Bhagavatam. Although it may not be perfectly composed, sometimes you'll find some discrepancies in the grammar, but still, because it is full of Krishna Katha, it's glorified by saintly people. Don't go after Vayasam Tirtham. Nayadvachaschitra padam hareryasho jagat pavitram pragranita karichit. Tadavayasam tirthamushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramantyu sikshaya. Don't go after the things of this world. They are just like the pilgrimage of crows. So drink this nectar of Bhagavatam, associate with devotees. When we associate, then we get inspiration. Then we see the standards. Try to find the devotees who are very advanced. You'll find many kinds of devotees. Search out a sincere practitioner of Krishna consciousness. That's our responsibility. We have to search out. We can't say, I don't find any sincere practitioner. That means there is some problem. We are not searching enough. You'll find for sure many sincere practitioners. We have to hold on to them. They are like our lifeboats. They are lifelines. Krishna Bhakti Siddhantagan Yate Prafulla Padmaban Tar Madhukariya Swagan Premarasa Kumudavane Prafullita Ratri Dine Yate Charao Mano Bhivagan. Hear from them. When we hear from them, Krishna Bhakti Siddhanta, then the mind becomes enlivened. Make your mind like a bumblebee or the swan and try to absorb and taste this nectar. So when we engage in Krishna consciousness, associate with devotees, it is like holding on to a lifeline, holding on to a boat. We are drowning in this ocean of material existence. If there is a flooded, the area which is flooded, a helicopter comes sometimes and throws the rope and then tells, please hold on to this rope. So all these great devotees, they are throwing the rope of devotion. We have to hold on to this rope of devotion. Then we'll be then we'll be very, very pure in our intentions. If we are holding on to the association of devotees, our intentions will remain pure. And when the intentions are pure, then we will be intense. Focus on the purpose. Sureshwar Prabhu, one of the very senior Prabhupada disciples, he was telling once that in one of the lectures, Prabhupada was talking how Maya is so very strong. And Prabhupada said, so one devotee asked, Prabhupada, if the purpose of life is to know Krishna, then why Maya is so strong? Prabhupada, without a blink, he said, because your purpose is not strong. If our purpose is not strong, then for sure Maya will be strong. We have to be really very clear about our purpose. Why I am doing this? Why I am engaging in this practice? We have to keep on questioning for every action, because the deviation starts very slowly and it becomes a huge shift. As this example is given many times, if airplane just changes the trajectory by 1 degree, it can land up in completely different destination. So Maya Devi knows our weak points. She knows us more than we know ourselves. So we have to be really careful, always asking this question, why? Because in due course of time, in our practice of Krishna consciousness, we may get so many things. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the, Madhurya Kadambini, there are 4 types of anarthas. Dushkrita Uttha Anartha, Sukrita Uttha Anartha, Bhakti Uttha Anartha, Aparadha Uttha Anartha. Dushkrit Uttha Anartha means the anarthas which are created by our sinful activities. Our lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. When we do something sinful, all these are created. Sukrit Uttha Anartha means when we do something pious, that also creates some anarthas. What are the anarthas? They increase our desire to enjoy dharmic sense gratification. There is some aparadha uttha anartha also. When we commit offenses to the deities, to Vaishnavas, to holy names, they create an anartha. Our desire for, our taste for practice of bhakti will go down. He says there is some 4th type of anartha, bhakti uttha. When we practice bhakti nicely, some anartha is created. Actually, anartha is not created by the practice of bhakti. It is our own hidden desires. They start coming up. Because bhakti starts purifying the gross things, so the subtle things starts coming up. What are the subtle things? Puja, labha, pratishtha, Uti nati pratisthasha jivahim san. Puja labha pratishtha diyata upashakhavan. They are the weeds. So we have to be really careful. Why I'm practicing? Because after practicing bhakti for some years, we'll start getting respect. We'll start getting some success in our devotional services. And we may think, wow, this is a perfection of my devotional service. This is the result of my devotional service. That means I am advancing. No, that this is not the advancement. Advancement in devotional services. Am I getting taste in chanting? Name, fame, followers is not an advancement in devotional service. Am I getting taste in chanting? Am I getting taste in Bhagavatam? So we have to keep on introspecting. Why I am doing this? What is pushing me to do this seva? Am I doing this seva because somebody will praise me? I'll be glorified. I'll be given more facilities. Or I'm doing this seva to please the Lord. So this is very important introspection. Purpose. Focus on the purpose. And there are too many very important things which we have to do regularly to be focused on the purpose. First is read scriptures regularly. If we're not reading scriptures regularly in a prayerful mode, we may get distracted. We may not understand the purpose. It is very, very important to daily read scriptures. It is not that, okay, I have read many times. Now I don't need to read regularly. First is reading scriptures. Scriptures are the basis. Scriptures, they purify our intelligence. Chanting purifies the mind. Scriptures purify the intelligence. Association purifies the ego. Second thing we have to do regularly is to pray. We have to become a prayerer. One time, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he was in one of the plunge. And one of the reporters asked, Maharaj, Swamiji, are you an author? I said, no, I'm a prayer. You have to keep on praying. Prayers are not a stepney wheel to be used in emergency. They are like the steering wheel which drive us throughout our life. You have to be prayerful always. Keep on praying. As Brahmaji, he prays to the Lord. It comes in third canto. He says, oh my Lord, I have 3 prayers to make. He says, please empower me, because now I have to do this very, very difficult seva of creation. Please empower me. Without empowerment, it is impossible to do this seva. Second, please protect me from deviation. It may happen that if I become successful, I may be deviated from my actual purpose. Third, please, he says, first he says, empower me, save me from deviation, and protect me from false ego. If I become successful, I may become proud. If I don't do the service properly, I may get deviated. So it is very, very important to be prayerful. A devotee, his life is full of prayers. Prayers for surrender, prayers seeking guidance, prayers to see the hand of the Lord in my life. Different devotees, they can have different prayers. Rupa Goswami mentions a beautiful prayer. Prayers of hope. Prachinanam bhajanamatulam dushkaram shinvato me nairashayam jvalatiridayam bhaktileshanasasya Vishwadrichinnagaharatava karnikarunyavishim Asha bindukshiptamidamupayati antare hanta shaityam. So this devotee is praying to the Lord. Oh my Lord, Prachinanam bhajanamatulam dushkaram shinvato me shinvato. When I hear about Prachinanam, when I hear about the previous devotees, bhajan atulam, what devotional service they performed. When we see our seniors, when we see the great disciples of Prabhupada, and all our acharyas, what devotional service they have performed. And what is my devotional service? Nairashyam jvalati hridayam. My heart burns in anguish. You know why? Bhakti leshala sasya. I have no devotion. Their devotion is such great. I have no devotion. I really sometimes feel hopeless. But then this devotee feels, oh my Lord, no. Then you know what I see? I see the mercy you are giving to everyone. Vishwadrichinnagaharatava karnikarunyavishim. You are giving mercy to everyone. Why you will not give mercy to me? Asha bindu ukshiptam. This hope is like the cooling sprinkles on my burning heart. Although I have no devotion, no knowledge, another verse which Mahaprabhu tells to Sanatana Goswami, says, Na prema shravanadi bhaktirapi va yogotha va vaishnavo jnanam va shubhakarma va kiyadapi sajjati apyasti va. Na prem, I have no love for you. I can't practice sadhana bhakti also. Na prema shravanadi bhakti, I can't practice shravana bhakti also. Yoga, forget about yoga practice. Jnana, no jnana. Shubha karma, no auspicious ritualistic activities I am doing. Sajjati, I am born in a low class family. Hinarthadika sadhake tvai tathapyachedya mula sati. But oh my Lord, I have this unbreakable hope that you will surely give mercy. He gopi janavallabha vyathyate ha ha madashaiva mam. This is my asha. So that's how when we are focusing on reading scriptures, praying to the Lord, then we'll be focused on the purpose. Our intentions should be not for our own glorification. Our intention should be to glorify Acharyas. Focus on the intention, purification of the intention. One should glorify the name of the Lord, glorify the wonderful activities of the Lord. One of the Prabhupada disciples, Amogh Prabhu, he was telling once that Prabhupada was in one place in India, and this person was a life member. He had invited Prabhupada, and he had invited many other sadhus also. And all these people, they started speaking. And Prabhupada, and they started speaking all bogus things. And Prabhupada was really disgusted hearing all that. Somehow Prabhupada controlled himself. He stayed there for the entire meeting. Then they called everyone for dinner. Prabhupada said, I am not eating, I am leaving. So Amogha Prabhu Prabhupada told Amogha Prabhu, can we go now? But Prabhupada, so this Amogha Prabhu said, Prabhupada, they are calling you for dinner. He said, we can go now? So he understood that Prabhupada doesn't want to stay here. He said, yes, Prabhupada, we can go. He went out, took the car, and he drove off Prabhupada. And all these organized, they were very upset. But they were not upset with Prabhupada. He told some of the people, when organizers asked, you tell that I took Prabhupada away. So he was telling that it is better that disciple can take some blame instead of someone blaming the guru. So our entire purpose is to glorify our acharyas, glorify Guru Parampara. We have to take a little blame. Amogh Prabhu was saying that is better. So we should be proud of our Parampara. We should be proud of Srila Prabhupada. We should be proud of our philosophy. We should be giving credit to all the acharyas. Nothing is ours. All our acharyas and all the great devotees, they give credit to the Lord. They never take the credit and say, oh, we are the one. No, they always say, Supreme Lord is giving all the strength. Brahmaji himself told, when Narad Muni asked him, oh Brahmaji, I think you are the creator. You are creating this entire world. You are the supreme, it seems. You are creating, you are maintaining, you are destroying by your own power. Brahmaji says, no, actually what I am doing is just recreating what is already created by the Lord. Srijyam srijami srishtoham. So we have to be really transparent. In that way, our intention will remain pure. You have to always give all the credit to the Parampara. Arjun, it comes in the first canto, when he returned from Dwarka, and all the wives of Krishna, they were kidnapped by some cowherd men. It was really sad. Krishna has gone. He comes back and says, he's telling Yudhishthir, this is the same Gandiva. I have the same horses, same chariot, and I am the same warrior. But still everything has become null and void because Krishna is gone. Everything has become null and void. It is ruined because Krishna is gone. It's just like if somebody puts a seed on the barren land. If somebody moves a magic wand in the air, nothing will come out. तद्वै धनुस्तैः शवारथो हयास्ते सोऽहं रथे नृपतयस्तदा नमन्ति सर्वं क्षणेन तदभूद सदीशरिक्तं भस्मं हुतं कुहकराद्दमिव वक्तुमुष्याम्. If somebody puts oblations on ashes, no use. If somebody puts seeds in the barren land, it will not grow. If somebody moves a magic wand, nothing will come out. So therefore, we should be very, very careful about our intentions. If our intentions are pure, then we can practice intensely. Otherwise, it is very difficult and easy to get distracted. Very difficult to be focused in this world. This mood of giving credit to the parampara, it is indispensable. Because even the Lord gives credit to his devotees. Whatever he does, he gives credit to his devotees. Lord tells Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhav sabyasachi, you take the credit of Arjuna. Snigdha pravridakanashyamam sarva saundarya sangraham charu ayat chaturubahu sujata ruchiranam. In Rudra Gita, this is a beautiful form of the Lord described. Snigdha, very beautiful, Ghanashyam, Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. Lord is the abode of all beauty. And the most beautiful aspect of Krishna's character is he likes to give credit to his devotees. He never takes credit. He gives credit. He's not an insecure Lord who will take all the credit. Krishna, he killed so many demons in Vrindavan. But these demons were not famous demons. Aghasur, Bakasur, Kalya, Trinavar, they are very, very powerful demons. Even Devatas would fear. But who are the famous demons? Duryodhan, Dushasan, Jarasandh. And they were all killed by Pandavas, not by Krishna. So Krishna likes to give credit to his devotees. Mahaprabhu came and Mahaprabhu wanted to spread the holy names. He made Namacharya to Haridas. Haridas Dwara Nama Mahatmya Prakash, Sanatana Dwara Bhakti Siddhanta Vilas, Shri Rupa Dwara Brajera Premarasa Lila, Ki Bujite Pare Gambhir Chaitanya Rakhela. He made Haridas Thakur Namacharya. Sanatan Goswami, he empowered him to write the Siddhanta of Bhakti. Rupa Goswami, he empowered him to write Prem Ras Leela. That is how Lord is. He came to do all this, but he gave credit to all his devotees. Prithvi Tyache Nagaradigram Sarvatra Prachara Hoive Muranam. Mahaprabhu, he could have done it himself, but he gave all the credit to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada would give all the credit to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He would give all the credit to his devotees, his disciples. Prabhupada would say many times, all credit goes to my Guru Maharaj and all credit goes to my disciples. So that is how this mood of dependence, giving credit, that is very important to purify our intentions. Then we can be intense. Then we can stay away from distractions. Intensity is the remedy for protection from distractions. If we are not intense, then we may get distracted. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions anybody has?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this very insightful class. Yes. I request Radha Jyoti Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. My humble obeisances at dust of the lotus feet, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, please correct my understanding. So, you spoke about the intentions and the purification of intentions. My understanding goes like this. If our realizations are not strong enough or our realizations are not abundant, then our intentions will be not purified because we cannot directly see or talk to intentions, right? They are very subtle. They are very, very subtle, and we don't know how they are going to manifest because they are not in our control, and they will come as per our last means previous or so many births that we have taken place. All everything is about the perception and intentions. So is my understanding correct? And if not, please correct me. Hare Krishna.
Intention means why I am doing this. That is very simple understanding, nothing esoteric about it. Why I am doing my devotional service. So it is not coming from the past life or our desires. It is our current understanding of why I am doing something. So we have to be very careful about our intentions. We have to question our intentions every time. What are you talking about is the vasanas we have created because of our previous lives' actions. They may come up anytime, but we have to be very careful about our intentions. Intention means why I'm practicing bhakti. Our dormant desires, they may come out anytime. That is not in our hand. But we should be careful about why I'm practicing bhakti now. That is the intention. So we have to keep on taking shelter of the scriptures, associate with devotees, praying, so that we don't get distracted. That is simple, We have to do these things regularly, and then we'll be focused. Our intentions will be pure. Otherwise, from intention of Nadanam Najanam Sundari, we'll start having Dhanam Janam Sundari intention. It is very subtle. It can creep in without our understanding, without even our knowledge. So we have to always question ourselves, introspect. Then we'll be protected. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
We should see. We should always ask. Means every time, every second, we have to ask why we are doing this. How is it? How we'll practice it?
General understanding should be very clear. Why I am doing this, and if we are convinced that okay, I am doing good, then we don't have to ask every moment. That is a natural understanding. But in some situations, if we are thinking, well, I am not advancing, it seems I'm getting distracted by some things. So then go back to the purpose. Go back to your basics. Basics should be clear. Intentions means our basics. If we are not strong in our basics, then however big tall building we may build, it may fall down. So go back to the basics. Sometimes if we are thinking, well, I don't know if I am doing good or if I am advancing, if I am doing right thing, okay, go back to basics. If you are convinced, okay, TK, I am doing good, then no problem. Keep on practicing. So sometimes we should take the inventory of our thoughts. We can decide what is the frequency. Every month, every year, every week, every day, end of the day. It is up to every different individual. Stay protected.
Got it, Prabhuji.
That is important.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, and eternally grateful to you.
Yes, Prabhu, there are no more hand raises, but there is one comment. So we'll just read that. Rohini Shetty. Prabhuji lecture always carries anecdotes from Prabhupada's life. Every little interaction or instruction that Prabhupada had with his disciples and people in general carries so much nectar and practical wisdom for our lives. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu, if there are no, we can conclude the session, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji. I think you also have next call. Yes, Prabhu. Will be
Thank you.
Mataji, can I ask one question? Prabhuji, you mentioned about the 4 anarthas. Could you please locate the reference, please?
It is from Adure Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's. It is, I think you will find it in 4th or 5th chapter.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Ki jai.
Jai. Vancha
Kalpatarubhayascha kripa sindhubheva patitanaam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
की जय श्रीमद्
Jai.
His Grace Gaur Vilas
Jai Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare